Do you struggle with anxiety? Does this anxiety prevent you from being able to go after your goals, maybe even your dreams? This is something I used to struggle with a lot when I was younger, when it came to a lot of the things that I thought would make me happy, whether it was the acquisition of money, being in a romantic relationship, getting the job or the client. I would always be filled with anxiety. And over time, I learned how to overcome that anxiety. And it wasn't until a client of mine asked me, how do they deal with anxiety, that it made me realize the one thing that I feel could be really important to helping other people like you overcome your anxiety too. I'm Thomas Edwards, creator and author of The One-Up Effect, helping top performers who have families have fun becoming their best self through purpose, play, passion, and performance. In this video today, I'm going to share with you the one idea, the one concept to overcoming your anxiety and to open up the possibilities of what life could look like without it. So going back to the days of being the professional wingman, I would be out at a bar and with a client would see an attractive woman and just be filled with what he said was anxiety. He just had so much fear around going up and approaching someone because there was that fear of being rejected by them. I spent a lot of time with a lot of clients who went through this. And over time, I started to notice some things. I started to notice what was happening with their bodies. I was starting to notice what was going through their mind. What were the stories that they were saying that was leading to them feeling this anxiety? And then I also spent some time researching, what happens when you're anxious? What goes on through your body? And I realized that a lot of people think of anxiety as something to get rid of, something to displace, as if it's a bad thing. But the only thing that I believe is bad is how we evaluate anxiety. I realized when my client would muster up the courage to go over and talk to a woman, and he would be able to strike conversation, they would connect, and he would get their number, maybe even an opportunity to date them. He came back, he was just filled with excitement. And I noticed that some of the body language that he was giving was a little similar to what he was before going to interaction. And it made me realize, wow, anxiety and excitement are very similar in their chemical makeup when it happens physically and even emotionally. But the key is how we perceive it, how we evaluate it. And the way I started to see anxiety and excitement is as energy. It's not something to get rid of. It's only meant to be getting rid of if we have this perception that it's bad. But anxiety is actually energy that actually can be leveraged to push us further, to push us beyond what we believe is possible. And so I'm going to share with you a 3-step process that can help you understand how to channel this energy that right now you're calling anxiety to propel you and open up a world of possibilities. The first thing is to understand what happens when you're feeling this experience that you evaluate as anxiety. What happens to you physically? Do you sweat? Do your hands get tight or clammy? Does your throat get tight? And what happens to you mentally? What are the stories that are going through your mind as you're experiencing anxiety, or even prior to experiencing anxiety? Oftentimes we don't realize, but our thoughts tend to be the greater dictators of our emotions than the other way around. And so if you feel like you're about to embark upon something that you believe or think you're going to fail or just not succeed, that will actually influence and trigger your anxiety. So what are some of the stories that you're coming up with? The second thing is to reframe your experience or your evaluation of anxiety. If you just see what you once thought was anxiety as just energy, then now it's something that you can play with. It's something you can be curious about, see how you can channel it, harness it. When I was feeling anxiety around public speaking or going on video or being on national TV, I felt the same way that I did when I was on a roller coaster or approaching who's now my wife, to approaching my client, to the excitement of winning a video game. It was all the same. And when I saw it as all the same, it taught me that this is actually a response that my body is doing to prepare me for what I'm about to do. And if I'm able to see my energy as not a bad thing, not anxiety, but as something that I can harness to use for my greater good, it completely changed how I approach and experience that sensation. And the third thing, you channel it and you harness it. Once you allow yourself to be in the experience of what you think anxiety is, and now you have that reframe, now you allow yourself to channel and harness it towards what it is that you desire. So if you feel like you want to approach someone and you're nervous about it, you can channel that into courage and leverage it to go ahead and do that thing. What we don't necessarily think about is whenever we have a response that we believe is anxiety, it's actually our body signaling to us that we're about to do something that is not necessarily something that we're used to doing, but could be something great for us. It's not anything dangerous. It's a very different response between something that's dangerous and something that we believe is fearful. And so if we start to really see that, then we can harness that energy and realize that this energy can really help us do some amazing things. But this is what I think. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this idea of anxiety. Do you feel like you've been evaluating in such a way that you've been trying to suppress it, knowing that it doesn't really go away? And what do you believe about this idea around shifting it from something that doesn't help you to something that can? Seeing anxiety as just energy that you otherwise would experience every day of your life. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell, get notified when we put out videos, which happen almost every single day. And if you found this video interesting or inspiring, please share this with someone who might find it interesting or inspiring too. I'd love to hear what they have to say and get them in on the conversation. And if you want to learn the exact process and science behind leveling up your health, wealth, self, family, marriage, business, career, have fun, and not feel the need to sacrifice personal happiness or professional ambition, you can go to thomasedwardsjr.com. Once again, this is Thomas Edwards reminding you to make life a game that you can win and have fun playing. Until next time, I'll see you around.